Greetings, internet viewers. It's your old pal Oxleymations here again. Just wanted to make a quick little video because this doesn't happen to me very often and hasn't happened to me in years. But I've got a bit of insomnia. So, which would probably explain why I have such a fantastic hairdo. And also, I just realized I'm not wearing my glasses. Hold on. Just pop these bad boys on. There we go. Anyway, so yeah, it's currently, just grab a little tripod here and turn you all around so you can see. Hopefully, it's about 1:34 in the morning. Again, hopefully you can see that. And I just can't get back to sleep. Well, I can't get to sleep is the problem. Because for the last almost 2 consecutive weeks, I've been on a holiday leave from a workplace where I have to get up at 4:10 in the morning, dragging my body kicking and screaming out of bed so I can get myself together and so I can put on my stupid work uniform so I can go out to the kitchen and make myself a quick little breakfast if I actually force myself out of bed on time, and then just quickly brush my hair, make sure I'm all good to go, and then go to work. And I've been doing that job, doing that particular sleep schedule. Well, no, it's not a sleep schedule. Okay. Like I was saying, forcing myself out of bed that early in the morning to go to work for 12 hours, to come home after work. I've complained about this before, but to any newer subscribbles out there, this is news to you. So I work a full-time job, and I'm on a shift where one week, this is probably a little too much information, but I'm tired and I just want to talk for a bit. Well, I'm not even actually like tired, which is probably the reason why I'm rambling right now. What I'm trying to say is, on my current schedule, over the course of 2 weeks, I work 1 week. 1 week I work Monday, Tuesday. I have that Wednesday and Thursday off, and then I work that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The immediate following week, I've got that Monday and Tuesday off, work that Wednesday and Thursday, and then I don't work that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And each of those days that I do work is 12 hours. So again, getting up at 4:10 in the morning, getting myself ready and raring to go, and trying to make sure I'm out the door about 10 minutes before 5 o'clock, and most of the time getting out the door 10 minutes after 5, or somewhere between 4:59 and 5:10. And busting my hump trying to make sure I get to work on time. And I use quotations for on time because my workplace, as I found out recently, late last year, since it's now the 3rd, yeah, today's the 3rd of January 2025, excuse me, that my workplace kind of sucks when it comes to being late in the morning. Like, I was told by my supervisor, late is late. Whether it's a couple seconds, a couple minutes, late is late. Which I'm not too happy about. When those words come out of his mouth, I had some very opinionated thoughts. I will say that right now. They were thoughts. And hopefully my facial expressions didn't read too much of those thoughts, didn't express those to my supervisor, but I was not happy to hear those words. Because spending the last I started working there in 2020. Yeah, 5 years, going on 5 years now. No, wait, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, yeah, 5 years. I was thinking it was six because I started in 2020, and if you start counting from 2020, that's 20, 21, 22, you get the idea. Um, yeah, I'm on a ramble. Um, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. That I've been working there for going on 5 years now, and I've been busting my hump every day that I work, to make sure I'm there as close to on time as possible. And I didn't realize for the longest time that my first supervisor didn't give me the proper info on when exactly was considered late. Because I was told to try and make sure that I got to work by 5:45 and get clocked in by that time. So, to my naive mind back then, it was okay. So 5:45. After that is when I need to worry about making sure that I'm getting to work. I've got a couple minutes leeway after 5:45. Like 5:48, I should be fine. No, the cutoff before I'm considered late is 5:45. So I spent several years getting very close to winding up getting in trouble, and actually getting in trouble with my supervisor. I don't know about the workplace exactly, but with my supervisor, because I was misinformed from the get go. Then again, I will give that supervisor leeway. We've gone through several supervisors since this guy. It was him. I think we're on supervisor number 4 or 5 since I've started working there. Yes, one supervisor per year. It's just cycled in and out since I started working there. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, the first guy gave me some bad info, and it took 2 other supervisors because the second one didn't last too long. I won't go into details, but he had a form of PTSD, and certain loud noises in the factory would trigger him, and it was not a pretty scene. So he, as he swapped out to a different building or something. I don't know what happened with him. He still comes over to the building every once in a while and like helps out, but he's not a supervisor over there anymore. Anyway, rambling again. So it took until the third supervisor until I was set straight that no, 5:45 is like when you're supposed to be here. It's like the latest you can get in here and get clocked in before you're considered late. And as I mentioned, it's been a supervisor a year, so that was 3 years into my tenure at this place before someone was like, "No, that's not how that works. It's this way." And I've been struggling to get onto a schedule where I'm getting to work by 5:45. Well, actually, no, before 5:45 each day. I just went on a long rant about my friggin' workplace. And that's not the reason why I started this video, although it's cathartic to get these thoughts out of my head. No, the reason I wanted to do this video is because, like I said, I'm struggling. That's what I was getting at. Okay. So, like I was starting to say, my work schedule is kind of screwed up. My sleep schedule for work is kind of screwed up. Having to get up at 4:10 on Mondays and Tuesdays that I have to work 12-hour days. Then Wednesdays and Thursdays getting to try and catch up on that sleep I missed on those days. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday that week, getting up at 4:10 a.m. every day. And then that coming Monday and Tuesday of the week that I don't work, catching up on my sleep then, and then getting up at 4:10 that Wednesday and Thursday, and then having that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to try and catch up on my sleep, only to fall into another sleep debt that's starting Monday. But with the last great while, about half a month, almost consecutively, because for whatever reason my workplace decided to have us work on the 23rd, had every other day off aside from yesterday. As of recording this, yesterday I was supposed to work. But because of this insomnia crap, because of having the last 2 weeks off, where I was actually able to get some decent, I'm just going to say, some decent fucking sleep, to having to shove myself right back into that mold, force myself right back into that stupid sleep schedule, getting up at 4:10 in the morning, which I will be honest with you all. I don't get enough sleep. Most of it's because of my stupid job. Part of it's my own fault because with the schedule I have at work, I'm supposed to get to work by 5:45, before 5:45, and be ready to go so that when I get there, I can go to my workstation wherever I'm assigned that day and start my work immediately. Sorry, I get kind of gassy for whatever reason when it's really late and I've been talking for a while. But anyway, damn it, I lost my train of thought because I was talking about my gas. Uh, yes, that happens sometimes. I have a strange brain. I mean, for those of you who've seen my YouTube videos, you know my brain is not firing on all cylinders, and when it is, weird stuff comes out of it involving these playthings back here, my puppets and stuff. What was it I was saying? Right, the sleep schedule thing. So I haven't been getting a great deal of sleep, and part of that is my own fault because this is what I was getting at. Because at the end of the workday, I get off of work at 6 p.m. And then it takes me about half an hour to drive home, half an hour, 43 to 45 minutes to drive home. And then if I actually wanted to get a decent 8 hours sleep, I would have like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours if I was pushing it, to do anything that I needed to do here at the house. Like if I had laundry that I needed to get done, I'd have to get that stuff into the washer, get home, take my work boots off, and just immediately go to my room, get my laundry, and take it down to the basement, throw it in the washer, and get that going. Or like, say, if I needed a shower, which, not to get gross, but because of my stupid work schedule and not having a whole lot of time to do basically anything after I get home from work, I don't take care of myself, is the word I'll use, well enough. I mean, I'm sure you guys, longtime viewers, will have noticed that I'm having some skin problems, like all this crap. It's partly psoriasis or seborrhea. I haven't been clinically diagnosed with that, but my sister has it, and I've got basically the same thing going on. So, but it's also partly because, unfortunately, because of my work schedule, I don't take care of myself like I should. And it's not good. But anyway, what was I getting at? Sorry, I don't usually do these kind of rambly blog videos. The most rambly videos that I do are usually either when I'm doing a live stream or when I'm doing a food review. But I try not to let myself ramble too much because, having watched a lot of YouTube videos myself, I know this crap gets kind of annoying, where it's a lot of the So, when people do that. I'm starting to do that right now. Even outside of that little demonstrative thing I just did. Anyway, so yeah. But I don't get a whole lot of sleep because instead of going right to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'll want to actually give myself some actual legitimate time to wind down from a 12-hour shift. So I'll make myself a quick food, make myself a quick meal, with big air quotes around it, a meal, unless my housemate, my sister, who's living with me, will have actually made something to eat, or will be in the process of making something to eat before I get home. She doesn't do it all the time, and it's not an obligation, but it is nice when she does it. But a quick little something something, and then I'll find myself sitting in the living room in front of the TV, just watching YouTube videos on the TV. And I'll be in the living room doing that, again, still winding down from the long, stupid 12-hour shift, usually until about 10 o'clock, 10:30. If you do the math, let's see, if I go to bed at 10, so that's 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4 a.m. In a perfect world, I would go in here and just completely, zonk out as soon as my head hits the pillow, and I'd be out for that 6 hours. But a lot of us know that this is, in fact, the real world, where you don't just fall asleep. You spend a good 20, well, for some people, they can zonk out pretty quickly, like 5, 10 minutes, and they're out. But for other people who struggle with that a bit, it can take longer than that, obviously. So, for myself personally, from times I've actually been cognizant enough to know like what time it is and the gradual progression of time, it can take me between 10, 15 to 20 minutes to fall asleep, half an hour if I'm having a really rough time, usually. So that 6 hours drops down to 5.5, which doesn't sound like that, doesn't sound that bad, but I don't always get to bed by like 10, 10:30. There are times where, well, I don't get to sleep at that time. I'll get into the bedroom at that time, and then you know, the device. A lot of you are probably watching my video right now on your cell phone. My cell phone will wind up in my hands, and I'll be looking at stupid stuff, and I'll be scrolling Facebook, or I'll be looking at those YouTube shorts, or just looking at old YouTube videos and new YouTube videos, and getting into that stupid rabbit hole of, oh, this is only a few minutes. I'll watch that real quick. Oh, that was fairly entertaining. Well, oh, this one's only a couple minutes. I can watch that one. Getting into that nonsense. Or another problem that I've had, which has helped kind of build this collection of ventriloquist puppets and built onto my other collections, is getting onto Facebook Marketplace that late at night and just scrolling that, being like, okay, search bar ventriloquist. Oh, that one's reasonably priced. I don't have that one. Good evening. Would you be willing to ship this to my location? Stuff like that when I should be sleeping. So usually, the idiot in front of you wearing my Stitch Kigurumi will get between 4 and 5 hours if I catch myself and force myself to go to bed. Take this hood off. It's kind of warm in here with the heater going. But yeah, I don't get nearly enough sleep at night. And with that being said, getting back to the initial topic of this video, which is now going on almost 19 minutes at this point, because I'm not cutting down the intro to this where I just suddenly pop in like, greetings, internet. I'm going to leave this as it is, because I'm just too tired to bother. Well, I'm not even tired right now. I'm just too unbothered to actually edit this. Maybe I'll chop out the end bit where I reach over and go beep. But yeah, going from that ridiculous sleep schedule where I'm getting 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night to the last, like I said, almost 2 consecutive weeks of freedom from that stupid sleep schedule where I can actually get some honest to God sleep. I'm having a very hard time getting back into that sleep schedule. And just thinking about that, the fact that I'm going to be losing that freedom again when I go back to work on Monday. I'm feeling emotions, folks. That honestly really sucks. And I don't know if it's because of the sleep deprivation or what, but I actually feel really sad thinking about that. But that's not the point of the video. Mm-mm. The point I was trying to make with this video is that, like, I'm struggling to actually get to sleep. I laid down at 10 o'clock, and as I showed you before, it's currently after 1. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning, T minus 7 minutes from right now in the video. So I was curious, and I would like to get some comments, some feedback from y'all. What do you guys do when you can't sleep? Like, do you do the whole counting sheep thing? Do you do, like, what I'm gonna try this evening, the warm milk thing? And yes, this is warm milk. I actually spent like 3 and/or 5 minutes in the kitchen at the microwave, 10-second pulses, making sure I didn't scald it. But, what do you all do in times when you just cannot sleep? When no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you struggle, you just cannot bridge the gap and, like, turn your brain off for like a few hours, and you know and that's the frustrating thing for me. When I laid down, there were several points where I actually felt myself starting to drift off. Like, honest to goodness, that point when you're laying there on the bed and you go weightless for a couple of seconds or however long, mentally you go weightless. It's like your body and your brain do a little disconnect dance where your brain is flooding your body with the chemicals so it doesn't get up and move around and stuff and sleepwalk. And then you, like, actually pass the frig out and go to sleep. I've had that happen twice tonight. When I initially laid down, my body was starting to get into the groove. It's like, oh right, sleep. We're going to sleep. And then something in my brain was like, wait a minute, we're falling asleep. We haven't gone to sleep this early in weeks. Why are we going to sleep? And then suddenly those chemicals just kind of wash through the body, and suddenly, I'm awake again. Why am I awake again? And so you just roll back over, and the whole toss and turn and toss and turn and toss and turn. I think I have tossed and turned at least 20 times tonight, maybe upwards of 30, after that initial point where I just about fell asleep and then woke up. And then sometime later, just about fell asleep. Got even closer that second time to that sweet, sweet relief of just being asleep. But oh no, we didn't go to sleep this early for the last 2 weeks, so why are we going to do that now? Why does that make sense? I just don't know. It is frustrating. But again, like I said, let me know in the comments section down below. What do you guys do when you can't sleep? I would love to get some pointers for the next time I have insomnia like this, because this friggin' sucks. Anyway, I know this is probably going to gross out a lot of you, because I've had people in the past be like, ew, warm milk? You drink that? Ew. I haven't done this for years, but I'm desperate. So, here's to you folks. Clink. All right. And you guys know, you know what to do if you see this video, and if for whatever reason you like this rambly kind of vlog, like, comment, and viewers beware, subscribe if you dare. You know what I do. Anyway, later, y'all.